What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Dev, and today we are back again with another video. I'm excited because we are starting this new series. We're talking about money, y'all, which is honestly one of my favorite subjects. Remember, the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money. So, money is one of my favorite subjects to talk about just because money is a tool. You know what I mean? Money is a tool that has really helped to change my life. It's helped to change a lot of people's lives, and I want it to change your life as it has changed my life. You may be like me. You might like nice things. You might like to drive nice cars. Might like to, ride motorcycles if that's your thing. You might like vacations. I don't know what you like, but money is something that can enable you to do a lot of those things that you may like. So today we are going to talk about assets versus liabilities. So those two words, if you're like me in any form of way, those two words were like a foreign language. Before I picked up the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, which was the book, yes, if you follow my channel, you saw the last video, the book that I recommended for my channel, that was the book that really changed my life when it came to money. So, assets versus liabilities. What is an asset? Well, I'm glad you asked. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket every month. A rental property could be considered an asset because a house that is rented out to somebody and then you make a cash flow from the house is considered an asset because every month after the mortgage is paid by the tenant that you rent the house out to, you make money on top of that, which is called your cash flow. It puts money in your pocket every month. So a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket every month. So an example of a liability for me would be, let's say my motorcycle. My motorcycle costed me right around $20,000. No, that's not the one in the thumbnail. If that bike costed $20,000, it better do something real magical. But my Harley, as you have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, my Harley cost me right around $20,000. And I do have a payment on that because I'm not rich and I didn't just have $20,000 laying around to go pay cash for it, and I don't have a rich dad that just was like, hey son, you want that motorcycle? Cool, I'm just gonna go grab $20,000 cash on this bike for you. So I had to finance that bike, and my payment on that bike is $370 a month. So that is a liability in my life because it takes money out of my pocket every month. So to kind of jump back to that book review that I went over last week, and I told you I'd mentioned a couple things in future videos about that book. So from that book, I learned that rich people, instead of going out and buying liabilities, which most people think the liabilities that they buy, like the cars, the fancy houses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they think those are assets, where in reality, they're really liabilities. So I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad that rich people buy assets, which are, like I mentioned, things that put money in your pocket every month. So I learned this when I was in college, and I started following this guy named Jay Morrison. And if you don't know who Jay Morrison is, go look him up on YouTube. He has this video. First off, I want you to check out how to build the perfect credit score. And then second off, I want you to look up a video by Jay Morrison called How to Get Rich in Real Estate. And learning how, seeing somebody that looked like me, that actually went out and learned how to buy assets that pay him money every month and ultimately helped him to become rich and wealthy in his life, really changed my life. It kind of got me on the track. So from that point on, when I saw that video, I was like, dang, all right, I want to do this. So when I graduated from college, I set a goal. I wanted to buy a property, and I ended up buying the white property that you see on Instagram, if you follow me, or actually it was in the thumbnail of this video, so just go back to the thumbnail, see that. I bought that house, and at the time it was not an asset. That house that I personally lived in for a year was a liability. Now, Dev, you just said houses are assets. What do you mean? I'm glad you asked again. You see, you're paying attention. We're talking to each other. I'm feeling this. All right. Houses are assets when they put money in your pocket every month. So that house at that time was a liability because it was my largest expense. My mortgage payment on that house was $475 a month, which in reality really is not a lot of money. When most people pay rent anywhere from $7,000 to $1,000 a month. And some even more than that. So depending on where you live across the United States. But that was my largest expense at the time. But after a year, the bank told me I only had to live in that property for a year. And then I was able to move out of that property, buy another property, in which you've been following my journey a little bit, you know about the duplex. Moved into the duplex, I was able to rent out that house, and it went from a liability in my life to an asset in my life, because before I moved out of it, it was taking money out of my pocket every month, and now it makes money for me every month because the tenant that is in there currently pays me this amount. My mortgage, taxes, insurance, and mortgage insurance is this amount. So all this extra money right here is mine to keep. So I basically get to ride a $20,000 motorcycle for free. Who wouldn't want to do that, right? So assets versus liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket every month. Liabilities take money out of your pocket every month. Now, what I did after I rented out the single family home, I went and bought a duplex, and the duplex is cool. If you don't know anything about duplex investing, like, you gotta get hip. I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. When you buy a duplex, you live in one side of the unit, right? So this is my apartment. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, basically. And on the other side is the same exact floor plan. My tenant over there pays me this amount of money, and then my mortgage for this property is very close to what he pays me, but I make a little extra every month, which is called cash flow. So this duplex is actually making me money to live here. Not bad. So assets versus liabilities. I drive a car and I have a car payment. My car is a liability because every month it takes money out of my pocket. Whereas every month, this property, as well as the other property that I own, they make me money every month. So this video, assets versus liabilities, the just guys, go out there and buy assets. Ain't nobody told me this when I was coming up. If I was 18 years old and I knew this, I would probably have 10 properties by now. I didn't really get hip to this till I was 19, 20, and then didn't actually buy my first property until I was almost 21. So if I would have knew this at 18, y'all, I would have figured out how I could go out and start buying property, start buying assets, things that put money in your pocket every month. Because when you have assets that are producing income for you, that's the less money you're required to make working at a job. So if you're working a job like I was, that I was unhappy with, and I was, to be honest, miserable, and I didn't really want to be there anymore, and I kind of needed them because I needed all the money I could get, assets can change that situation. And now that I have money working for me in other ways, I didn't need that job that I didn't really like. So because I got other money coming in, I got, like I said, my motorcycle payments paid for, I'm living for free, I'm making money to live where I live. So you can figure it out, guys. Like, assets versus liabilities, know the difference. One of the reasons I made my thumbnail like that is because I wanted to show you an asset, which was the house, and a liability, which was my motorcycle. Rich people buy assets, poor people buy liabilities that they think are assets. Thank you so much for viewing this video. Guys, watch this video over again if you need to. This is content, this is information that I wish I was taught growing up. I was not, guys. Ain't nobody told me assets are things that put money in your pocket. Liabilities are things that take money out. All I could get my mind wrapped around was that I wanted nice things. I wanted a real nice car. I wanted a real nice motorcycle. Nobody ever told me that, hey, you can buy things like houses. And I don't want you to get confused. Real estate is not an only form of asset. You can invest in stocks. You can make money off of dividends. I personally don't. I don't like the stock market because I have no control over it. I'm not saying it's a bad investment. I just like things that I have control over, and I can put my money wherever I want to. So I buy real estate. And there's other ways as well. You got businesses, business owners, you could buy a business and every month to produce cash for you. Like I said, I personally like real estate. The concept is very simple. I'm not that smart, so I need something that is very simple for my brain to comprehend. So again, share this video with friends. Man, somebody would have told me this earlier, man. Like I said, I would probably have like 10 houses by now. I'd be retired, probably somewhere on a beach, probably recording this video. But instead, my duplex, I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? But we always can grow. So share this video. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Follow me on Instagram at @TheRealDevinClark. And I got some more fire coming from y'all, man. Next, we are going to be talking more about good debt, bad debt, because most people think all debt is bad. I'm actually going to walk you through step by step how I purchased my first rental property at 20 years old, how I purchased my second rental property at 21 years old, which is this one that I'm in right now. And I just want to give you game. Like, I want you to go out there and be able to do the same thing, y'all. My dream is for you to be able to lead a life of your dreams, be able to do what you want to do, have money in your pocket, have the nice things that you want, and ultimately just be able to live the life that you dream of living, man. God is amazing. He has blessed me with this life, and I'm trying to bless you with the information that he has given me, so you can live the same way. So thank you for tuning into this video. I don't know what the heck I'm doing with my hands, so excuse me. But I will see y'all next video. Peace.